Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Heather Viron, and I'll be your service leader this morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Pensacola. If this is your first time with us, you are welcome. If this is your 100th time with us, you are welcome. We are so happy that you are here, that you have found our community, and we hope you enjoy the service today. This is a lay-led community, which means every week is a bit different. We have a different speaker every week, so come back and you'll see something different the next time. It's very dynamic that way, having a different speaker every week. Now I'm going to do some welcome and announcements, and the announcement for all of October is to join our long-term planning committee. We're forming a committee to help shape our church's 5-year plan, a roadmap for growth, connection, and community impact. This team will bring our congregation together to set meaningful goals and guide our future. If you're passionate about our church's mission and want to be part of the vision, we'd love to have you involved. Let's dream together, plan together, and grow together. If you're interested, see Brett Ramsey. And Brett's right over there.
All right.
Okay.
Brett.
Now this announcement is about our upcoming Ice Flyers hockey game. Join us Friday, November 14th at 7 p.m. to cheer on the Ice Flyers. Tickets are $20. RSVP to Mary Beth Ramsey, right here,
Oh, yeah.
by Sunday, November 2nd. That's next Sunday, isn't it? Sunday, November 2nd. So by next Sunday, please be sure to RSVP. Second hour next Sunday is censorship and freedom of speech in the military. That is going to be a very good discussion. Second hour next Sunday, censorship and freedom of speech in the military. Okay. And that's all the announcements that were up here. So we're going to proceed to our chalice lighting and opening words. If you would like to follow along in your gray hymnal, number 417 is the reading that I'll be doing. Number 417.
We can.
For the beauty of the earth, this spinning blue-green ball, yes, Gaia, mother of everything, we walk gently across your back to come together again in this place, to remember how we can live, to remember who we are, to create how we will be. Gaia, our home, the lap in which we live, welcome us. And now the choir will come up with some centering music. Thank you, choir. And now if you'll take out your teal hymnal, we're going to sing our opening hymn, number 1073. The Earth is Our Mother. That's number 1070. No, that's the last hymn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
1073. The Earth is Our Mother. It's okay. Please stand if you are willing and able. Thank you, choir, and thank you, everyone. Let's recite our covenant. Please stay standing as we recite our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Thank you. You may be seated. And now we're going to watch our We Are You video.
We are Unitarian Universalists. We are people of many paths who are brave, curious, and compassionate thinkers and doers. Every day, people are inundated with information, overwhelmed by demands, and pulled by a culture that seeks to divide us from the web of life. Unitarian Universalism reconnects, bringing people together with meaning and inspiration. We are a house without walls, a congregation without spiritual limits, and a movement that calls you to put more faith in yourself, your community, and your beliefs. We are a faith that honors your mind, your heart, your journey. Simply put, we are a guided path towards a better you and a better world. Grounded in hundreds of years of thoughtful, religious communities, we are people of many generations, ethnicities, genders and sexualities, and spiritual backgrounds. People engaged in making the world a better place. People focusing on what really matters: love, justice, integrity, and hope. Unitarian Universalists have different beliefs, but shared values. We are Unitarian Universalists, and at the same time, we may also be agnostic, Buddhist, Christian, Hindu, humanist, Jewish, Muslim, pagan, atheist, believers in God, and those who let the great mystery be. The diversity of beliefs you'll find in a Unitarian Universalist community is one of our strengths. We're always learning how to see the world from a different perspective. What unites us are our core principles that uphold 7 real-world values: believing in the worthiness of every person, showing compassion and fairness, accepting others for who they are, growing through a personal search for truth, leading with democratic spirit, working for justice, and understanding that everything is interconnected. 7 days a week, Unitarian Universalists live these principles by doing. When we gather, we worship, reflect, and remind ourselves what matters most in life. Whatever our age, we learn to live with more wisdom, more awareness, more gratitude, and more soul. We show our values by showing up to answer the call for social justice. We have a track record of standing on the side of love for civil rights, LGBTQ equality, immigration reform, environmental sustainability, reproductive justice, racial justice, and more. Find what it means to live your deepest values out loud. Join us on this extraordinary adventure of faith.
And now is the time for our joys and sorrows. Now, this portion of the service is not recorded like the rest is, because this part of the service is just for us to share what's on our heart and share just with the people that are in the room. So any joys or sorrows that you may have, you can line up on either side. I'll give you the microphone and we'll light a candle. Okay? We're going to start off with one candle for all of the major world concerns that are happening right now. That's one big candle. And then we'll start with our personal joys and concerns. Now is our time for all ages. This is one of my favorite times. I'm going to read a book today called Zen Pig. It's book 2 in a series. It's called The Wonder We Are by Mark Brown, illustrated by Amy Lynn Larwig. And it has a lot to do with nature, which is why I thought it would fit with today's service. Granted the gift of the sun's first light, Zen Pig sits with a tree, enjoying the sight. Passers-by stop amidst a morning stroll to curiously ask, what's Zen Pig up to on that green grassy knoll? So they're walking by, wondering what's going on. One said to the other, I'm not quite sure. The other looked excited and said, let's find out more. Excuse us, Zen Pig. Please tell us what you see, because to us it appears to be just a regular old tree. Ah, Zen Pig said, a small smile on his face. The tree is just the beginning. There's much more to embrace. When I look at this tree, I see every drop of rain, every ray of sunlight, every bird it will sustain. Within a glass of water, there lies a cloud in the sky. Within every piece of toast, a farmer on which it relies. Every plant and every being are all intertwined. The well-being of all we must bear in mind. The whole of nature is more than it appears. We must look closely and keep our minds clear. Then we will see the wonder we are, our great connection, even with the stars. No matter what you see, take the time to look close, and you'll be marveled and amazed by what it will show. The end. And now we will sing the children out. now we will have our offering. This is a time when, if you wish to contribute your treasure to the running of this church, you are welcome to. We are members supported here, so everything you see is supported by everybody here. And a lot of us give automatically online, but some of us give in the plate, and some of us give by text in just different ways. So if you wish to give, this is an opportunity. Thank you.
D minor-ish.
Thank you, musicians.
You're welcome. So welcome.
And now today, we welcome our guest speaker, Mary Gutierrez. She is an environmental professional, advocate, and community leader. In 2008, Mary founded Earth Ethics Incorporated, a nonprofit dedicated to environmental justice and education, followed by Earth Action Incorporated, a 501c4 advancing advocacy and policy reform. Please welcome Mary Gutierrez.
Good morning, and thank you, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Okay, great, wonderful. Thank you for inviting me to speak here today. I appreciate it, and I want to give a shout out to the choir. They are quite amazing, and I love the selection of music, and I also love the selection of this little book, which I'm going to have to steal, not from here, but, you know, the idea of it. Anyway, I'm here to speak about our relationship with nature, and my perspective is largely based on my indigenous roots, but also as my many years as an environmental scientist. I have included scripture as a reminder of our covenant with God the Creator. However, before beginning, I would like to share the following land acknowledgement. Prior to the beginning of any event, it is my practice to issue an acknowledgement that the land which the state of Florida occupies is the rightful indigenous land of Native peoples of America. The Seminole, the Miccosukee, the Creek, the Anis, Appalachee, Yamasee, Timucua, Tequestra, and the tribe we call Calusa. This land is theirs, it is sacred, and it is the duty of every person who occupies this space to respect it and to seek to readdress the foundational injustice which establishes this polity. I want to acknowledge further that the state of Florida has been built largely on the coerced and unrewarded labor of people of color, enslaved Africans and their descendants, and migrants from Latin America and the Caribbean. The alienation of Native peoples from their land and the people of color from the fruits of their labor is not only a historical tragedy, but an ongoing injustice that we must seek to readdress. Therefore, as we conduct our business here today, I implore participants to place the necessity for restorative justice at the front of their minds. Thank you for allowing me to do that, and we'll get started. Okay, so when we speak about nature, we often speak as if it's something from apart from us, something out there beyond the edges of our daily life. We often say we're going out to nature or we need to spend more time in nature. But what if we remembered that we are nature? The same forces that make rivers flow, winds move, trees grow, move and grow within us. Nature is not a place we visit. It is the home where we were born from, the home we belong to, and the home we are called to protect. Every breath you take right now was made possible by the trees, by the ancient partnership between leaf and lung, between forest and flesh. Every heartbeat is fueled by oxygen that once belonged to a blade of grass, a mangrove leaf, a strand of seaweed. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the salt in your tears, all of it once lived in the sea, the soil, and the stars. We are walking constellations of Earth's memory. Our ancestors knew this. They spoke with reverence when they spoke of the land. They understood that to live in balance with nature, the natural world, was not a lifestyle. It was the law of survival, a law of spirit. The Yaqui people, my people, have a teaching. Everything that exists has a spirit, not just people and animals, but the wind, water, clouds, even rocks. Each carries its own purpose, each its own medicine, and each its own wisdom. The land is alive, the land listens, and the land remembers how we treat it. From Leviticus chapter 12, verse 23, the land must not be sold permanently, because the land is mine, and you reside in my land as foreigners and strangers. The teachings of the Yaqui is not unique to one people. Across the world, from Lakota Plains to the islands of the Pacific, from the mountains of Peru to the deserts of Africa, humanity has always known that the earth is not an object. The earth is kin, the earth is teacher, the earth is the oldest relative we have. But somewhere along the way, we began to forget. We began to see the world not as sacred, but as useful, not as something to belong to, but something to control. We built walls and called it civilization. We measured success by what we could take rather than what we could give. And slowly, quietly, we began to lose our balance. And as we lost our balance, the earth began to show us the consequences, not in anger, but in warning: rising seas, droughts, fires, floods, species disappearing before we even know their names. The very cycles that sustain life are now asking us, pleading with us to remember who we are. Isaiah chapter 12, verse 5. The earth lies defiled under its inhabitants, for they have transgressed the laws, violated the statutes, broken the everlasting covenant. But even now, even in the midst of so much loss, there is hope, because nature has not given up on us. The earth still holds space for our return. If you ever watch how a forest heals after a fire, you know what resilience looks like. First the ash, then small green shoots pushing through, then a chorus of life returning. Insects, birds, mammals, trees. The forest remembers how to heal itself. And we, too, can remember. We can remember what it means to belong to something larger than ourselves. We can remember that every drop of water that we drink has been recycled through clouds, rivers, and oceans for billions of years. The same water that nourished the first forms of life. We can remember that when we harm the land, we harm ourselves. And when we heal the land, we heal ourselves. I think of the word interdependence, such a scientific word for such a sacred idea. It means that everything is connected. Nothing exists in isolation. It means that, but indigenous wisdom goes further. It tells us that those connections are not just physical, they are spiritual, emotional, and moral. And when we stand under a canopy of trees and feel small in the best way, that's not just awe, that's recognition. We are remembering the family we forgot. Have you ever noticed how being outside changes you? How the tension in your shoulders eases, how your thoughts slow down, how your breath deepens? That's just not relaxation, that's recalibration. The earth is regulating you, brings you back into rhythm, the same rhythm that keeps tides rising and falling, and that makes birds migrate, that turns day into night. Nature is not only beautiful, it's healing. From Job 12, verses 7 through 10, but ask the animals and they will teach you, or the birds in the sky and they will tell you, Or speak to the earth and it will teach you. Or let the fish in the sea inform you. Which of these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? Science now tells us what indigenous wisdom has always known. Spending time in nature lowers blood pressure, reduces anxiety, improves mood, and strengthens our immune system. But even beyond that, nature heals the spirit. It reminds us that we belong, that we are part of something enduring, something wise. I remember standing once in a salt marsh near the Gulf many, many years ago, watching the sunset ripple across the water. The air smelled of life, of salt and mud, and something ancient. There was a quietness that wasn't empty but full of presence. In that moment, I understood that healing does not just happen on the land, it happens through it. Our natural spaces are sacred spaces. They carry the memories of those who walked before us and the hope of those yet to come. Every place has a story, and every story a lesson. In the desert, the lesson is in endurance. In the forest, the lesson is interconnection. In the ocean, the lesson is depth. In the wind, the lesson is change. In the mountains, the lesson is perspective. When we take the time to listen, nature speaks to us in every language known and unknown. And so the question we face today is not whether we can survive without nature, because we can't. The question is, how can we learn to live with nature again? How can we restore the relationship that sustains life itself? That begins with gratitude. Gratitude is a form of prayer that needs no words. When we watch the sunrise or sunset and say thank you, when we pick up litter from the beach, when we plant a tree knowing we may never sit in its shade, that is gratitude in action. That is how we say to the earth, I remember you, I see you, I am part of you. And it also begins with respect. To respect the earth is to respect the limits that keep balance, to understand that every river has the right to flow, every species has a right to live, every community has a right to breathe clean air and drink clean water. Environmental justice is not a luxury, it is love made public. And from Psalms 24, the earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all of its people belong to him. And finally, it begins with I can never say this word. Reciprocity. Thank you. I even practiced. Okay, giving back to the world that gives us everything, whether through restoration projects, conservation efforts, sustainable living, or simply teaching the next generation that the earth is sacred. We are all part of the great turning towards renewal. The late Robert Kilmer, a botanist and a member of the Potawatomi Nation, said it beautifully. The earth asks us to be grateful and to give back in return. That's the foundation of harmony, not of domination, but partnership. And here's the beautiful truth. The earth wants to heal. Life wants to continue. The moment we choose to align ourselves with that healing, we become part of it. Imagine a world where we measured success by not how much we own, but how much we care. Imagine cities that breathe, rivers that sing, skies that sparkle with stars we can still see. Imagine teaching our children that the ground beneath their feet is not dirt, it is ancestor. The world is not a dream, it is a choice, and that choice begins today in small acts of care and remembrance, because we are not separate from nature. We are not superior to nature. We are nature, breathing, moving, evolving together. And when we remember the truth, when we return to it, live by it, and teach it, we begin to heal. The earth heals through us, we heal through the earth. That is the great cycle, the great promise. So today I ask you, step outside sometime today or tonight and feel the air on your skin. Listen to the winds in the tree and watch how the stars keep their patient watch. Know that you belong to all of it. The earth has been waiting for us to remember, to listen, to care, to come home. Because in the end, the interconnection between humans and nature is not a philosophy, it is a relationship, one built on love, trust, and shared destiny. And as long as the rivers still run, as long as the trees still grow, and as long as stars still shine, there is time to make it right. I would like to take the time now to share a poem I wrote that addresses interconnectivity to nature and to each other. It's called The River's Path. The water moves as it always has, quietly, relentlessly. I stand by the river's edge, watching its surface ripple in the morning light. It carries stories with it, whispers from faraway mountains, fallen leaves from forests long gone. The current seems gentle, almost lazy, but beneath it there is a power, steady, unwavering, carving through rock, shaping the earth with a patience only water knows. I kneel and dip my hand into the flow. It's cold, refreshing, alive. For a moment, I feel part of something larger, like the water itself is a thread in a fabric of time, weaving everything together. I follow the river as it winds its way downstream, listening to its constant murmur. There's a rhythm here, a music that never stops, though its notes change with every bend. Fish glide beneath the surface, their shadows fleeting and elusive. I wonder where the water will go when it leaves this place. What distant shore will it touch? What hands will cup it next? Thank you, and may God bless you in all of creation.
Thank you. And now if you would take out your teal hymnal, we're going to sing Turn the World Around, number 1074. That's Turn the World Around, number 1074 in the teal hymnal. Choir, come up, please. Thank you. Please, willing and able. Thank you. And now for our closing words, number 682 in your hymnal. If you would like to follow along, number 682. In your gray hymnal, number 682. Beauty is before me, and beauty behind me. Above me and below me hovers the beautiful. I am surrounded by it. I am immersed in it. In my youth, I am aware of it, and in old age, I shall walk quietly the beautiful trail. In beauty it is begun, in beauty it is ended. Thank you all. Go in peace.
Where y'all going?
I don't know if the choir is even going to do that, but we're definitely going to do
That's
that for
fine.
rehearsal.
Just call me. I'll
Let's
find
take
it.
a bathroom
I'll find
break
you.
and